On this episode of Hot Rod Garage, we're fixing to drag that arse.
Woo! Welcome back to Hot Rod Garage. I'm Tony Angelo. This is my buddy Lucky Costa.
Hello.
Today we're going to build something that will absolutely haul.
Haul?
Yeah, this thing is going to haul butt. It's going to haul stuff around. It's going to do it all because we have this gnarly Cummins diesel motor.
I would be happy if this thing just hauled itself. It weighs like 1,000 pounds.
It does a little bit of work just to get moving. So if you remember, we did this engine comparison episode between all the hottest swap motors of today, LS, 2JZ, and Cummins, and we were blown away by this thing. Basically, this thing was sitting in some guy's junkyard for a couple of years, submerged in dirt. We took it, dusted it off, put a big turbocharger and some big injectors in this thing. It made almost 1,000 foot-pounds of torque and 400 horsepower.
What on earth could we possibly put this in?
I've got just the thing. So here it is, and now it's time to see what this kind of power feels like in a muscle car, muscle truck.
Oh, it's a question for the ages right there.
Whatever El Caminos are, I know they're awesome. They're super versatile, they're a great value, and they look rad.
They do.
We spent $5,800 on this thing. It's the street strip car with no motor in it. It's also a 1970. 1970 is arguably the best year for the Chevelle
Yeah,
El
no,
Camino.
it's the best.
It's pretty rad. And what's cool about this car is it just needs an engine and transmission, and we're gonna stick that 12-valve Cummins in here and see what it does.
Yeah, this thing came with a 12-bolt, ladder bars, and slicks.
Interior is nice. Paint is nice. You hear that? Paint is nice. I never say that on this
That's
show.
just plain weird.
Paint is nice. This thing looks good. It's a perfect candidate for that diesel swap. Just needs motor and trans.
Some nut to drive it.
That's the easy part.
What are you gonna do with that?
Let's put this engine in.
No, we're gonna need more cowbell than that. Kaylin!
So just to give you an idea, just the engine from the front water pump pulley to the back of the head is 36 inches, 3 feet long, and this thing is 33 inches tall, so it's gigantic. There it is.
Now we're good. Stop, go forward.
You're clear there. This is just to get it in there, make sure it clears most everything in the engine bay, and get an idea. Then we'll bolt on some transmission, try it again.
Man.
We should do this with all the engines.
Yeah, but I don't get to use my patented drop it line.
I know. All right, hold it right there. Basically, we want this thing low enough that the transmission will fit under it, high enough that the oil pan isn't sitting on the ground, low again enough that it's not sticking totally out of the hood, high enough that it's sticking a little bit out of the hood. I think it's right there.
We could either use the motor mounts that we got and make them work. That would be the Roadkill technique. And then there's the Hot Rod Garage technique, which is actually do some measurements, do some calculations, fabricate some mounts that are serviceable and highly functional.
All I want to do is find a nice straight through isolator mount, bolt that in, and then I'll make the engine fit to it. Let's put it down, we'll push it forward. You can start cutting a tunnel. I'll start making engine mounts.
It doesn't push as easy as it used to.
You don't say. I bought plenty of metal. Let's make this happen. So we decided to go with a stock big block Chevy style for the lower half of the mount. Now we just need to build the top half and we're good to go. Beautiful. So if you have a plasma cutter, you take a little straight edge and clamp it on top of your workpiece, you can run it as a guide. Makes it a little bit easier to make a straight line. Cool. 2 nice big base plates. Here we go. Drill some holes. So I'm gonna come through and do the curves first by hand, and then I'll do the straight lines with a little bit of help. These things have to sit right in the engine mounts themselves, so make sure we get it right. got our engine mounts basically done, but I'm gonna go ahead and weld in a little bit of a gusset here just to strengthen these things up. It's a big, heavy, torquey engine, and I don't want these things to get torn apart. Weld those things in, and then these will be done. There we go. Nice stiff gusset. This thing didn't turn out to be the prettiest mounts in the world, but they should be nice and strong.
So here's a Tony trick that I'm sure he got from someone else. We are going to pump a window welt urethane in the motor mount voids to make them more firm or firmer. This is either going to work sweet or it's going to be a big giant mess. These motor mounts create a certain amount of comfort, absorb some of the vibration and shock. We don't really care about that. We just don't want that 1,000-pound motor to move. So I'm going to fill it full of this stuff. Let's see how that goes. What could go wrong, right? I think we did it, people. Now we wait. So here's today's tech tip. Whenever you're using a tube, if you lose the cap or if you're using a tube of silicone, the stuff you squeeze out with your hand, when you're all done, give it a little pump like that. Then make sure you release all the pressure. Set it someplace you don't stick your finger in that. Next time you go to use it, you just snap that off and get right back to work. That's your tech tip for the day. Okay, so we just got done fabricating the motor mounts up in the front, got everything pretty close. I did some measurements from the back of the motor down to the center of the crankshaft to figure out approximately the ballpark of where the transmission is going to be. I've done quite a few of these, so I do it with minimal amount of assault on the vehicle. But I'm going to do an incision here with the cutoff wheel, and then I'll do an incision here and a cut here, and then use a sawzall to cut the entire tunnel out. Man, am I surgical with that thing or what?
Okay, so the way that we're gonna mount our GM 4L80E transmission to our Dodge or Cummins 12-valve diesel motor is with this sweet adapter from American Hot Rod Solutions. This is a big block of billet. These things cost about $1,000, but really it gives you a lot of different transmission options you would never have any other way. I'm gonna have to trim off a little bit of this iron engine block, and then we'll be good to go. The transmission we're using now is just a mock-up empty box, so I'm not gonna put the flywheel in or any of that stuff yet.
Swing the jack all the way to the driver's side, the handle to the driver's side, there you go. Okay, push it all in. Go down.
So come on down then.
That's good. Down. Stop. So now we can see if the motor mounts will line up.
We tried to put the engine where it should sit. It's actually sitting on our engine mounts where we want it, and I think it's sort of the best compromise we can have because we only have so much room for radiator and intercooler here, so we have to push it as far back as we can, basically until it hits the firewall. Then, as far as up and down, it's got to be high enough to get the oil pan off the ground. I think we're right there. It's a really good compromise between all those different things. We're going to kind of call it, and then Lucky's going to make a tunnel. I'll start thinking about accessories, and we can go from there. This thing is in.
Woo! Whoa! You almost killed me, man. Won't be the last.
So we're gonna make this trans mount. We're actually gonna be able to use the stock cross member that's in our El Camino. As high as we have the engine and trans, we need to lift the back of the transmission like 2 inches. We're going to drill a couple of holes, weld in a piece of tube, and then really long bolts, and we'll be good to go. So we've got the engine and transmission bolted in for good. That's a nice big step for us. Frostbite sending over a radiator with fans. That should hopefully fit right in there, and we'll start dealing with the intercooler and radiator piping. While we wait for that stuff, we're gonna install our billet ICT intake plate. It's gonna move this thing down about the 2 inches that these coils take up. I spent forever cleaning all the old gasket off of our intake manifold, and we saw a bunch of rust inside there from this thing sitting out in the weather. Did my best to clean that out too. Now I'm gonna drop on this ICT billet plate. When we bolt our inlet back on, instead of having that big block, come out directly to this plate, lower the whole thing down. And we might be able to get a hood on here. Probably not. There we go. Da, da, da.
How's it looking in there?
Come on down.
That's good right there.
Okay, so I have the flex plate from American Hot Rod Solutions bolted onto our Cummins motor. The guys at American Hot Rod Solutions will send you a piece of paper that says use an 03 to 06 Ford 6.0 Power Stroke starter. We got an email from them, updated information, using an 09 6.4 Power Stroke starter works way better. Now we've told you this a million times, but it's totally important. Anytime you're gonna spin these Cummins engines over, since they're fully mechanical, they can start right up. This won't happen because I've loosened all the fuel lines and there won't be any pressure there, but legitimately you'll break your wrist if you just spin this thing a little bit and it cracks off, so be careful. So we got this sweet transmission from GearStar. It's a 4L80E, which will give us plenty of strength to put up with all the torque from that Cummins engine, and it will also keep us super comfortable cruising on the highway. So now that we have the engine and transmission bolted in for good, we're gonna start working on the cooling system. I have a monster 4-inch thick Mishimoto intercooler for this thing. It's gonna cool down all the hot air coming out of that turbo. What I wanna do is sink it into this grill cavity as best I can so I can put the radiator back in the stock location. And that means that I'm gonna have to remove a little bit of metal. So for the first time, we're gonna make some charge piping out of aluminum because Lucky's been working on his TIG welding skills.
Okay, stare into the light.
It's pretty good, man.
Oh, heck yes. All right, shouldn't fall off.
Well, it's a lot of intercooler, but we've got it crammed in just right, and it does fit. Once we do charge pipes and radiator hoses, we'll be done with the cooling system.
Tony, I did it.
Perfect.
Feel good about that. It's all test fitted, charge pipes, intake, intercooler is mounted. Made a little bracket for the radiator. We're gonna fabricate a couple of hoses, and then I think that's it. Okay, so we're all done here. I cut the entire transmission tunnel out and part of the drive shaft tunnel. I fabricated another tunnel out of some metal that we had laying around, had to do some minor modifications here and there. Tacked it all together. I tried to, should we say, hack the car as little as possible. I used some seam sealer to seal it up. We're gonna put probably some carpet in here. I'm gonna build a reinforcement to hold the shifter. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna install the transmission shifter. That's a good spot. And just make sure that I can push the reverse lockout. Go all the way to park. So I'm thinking that that's a good spot for it right there. I'm getting ready to make a shift mount / cup holder. Priorities are important when fabricating. I did modify the bracket, make it a little bit wider because every car needs a couple cup holders, so there'll be a couple cup holders right there. Has reverse lockout. Fits right underneath the dash, so you can move any position. So I think we're good.
I just bought a 4-inch exhaust kit for a Dodge Ram and MBRP. So I'm just trying to figure out how to fit a 4-inch pipe between the starter, the frame, and the firewall here. As long as I get it just right, I should be able to fit the exhaust in there. I'm gonna cheat this cut on the bend a little bit to make it as tight as we can get it. And I'm gonna weld on a V-band flange. I'm gonna have to scavenge off the downpipe that came with our turbo kit right here. Cool. All right, so this thing will live to see another day. Weld it onto this 90. This will be the start of our downpipe. I can just cut it here and put a little kink on it and we can start that transition back. I can mate that up to this and then we can do just another bend after it. I love it. All right, wanna crush it?
Going down to Party Town. Is it crushing?
Oh yeah. A little more. Stop, go up.
Looks like it was made for it, dude.
I've got the exhaust all done. Charge pipes are there. We can finally fire this thing up. As you notice, there's still quite a few small things to do, but we're ready to go.
Yes.
Let's make some smoke.
Okay. Cover me, I'm going in.
Hold on. Let me prime this thing. All right, try it. How's it feeling there?
I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little scared.
Fire right up.
It did.
It sounds just as good as it did at the dyno. We've got a couple things left to do, and then we're gonna take it out and have some fun. So we're outside, we have our Dieselcamino, and we did a couple things to button it up and make it a driver.
Yep.
Mostly Lucky did it.
Trans cooler, power steering, luxury car.
Yeah.
Power brakes.
So this thing's like, it's a different kind of drag car, right?
I see where you're going with this.
Let's drag some stuff around.
Let's drag everything.
All right, so here's the plan. We're gonna get this giant lowboy trailer, fill it up with a bunch of HRG cars, and then we're gonna try to drag the entire thing, truck trailer included, with our El Camino.
And the way we made that happen was we called Van Langen Towing over in Torrance. This is gonna be fun.
I'm into it. I have no idea if this is gonna work.
We're going to the drags.
But I feel like if it works, we're geniuses.
Yeah.
Yeah. we've got 3 V8 hot rods up there. This is one of the sillier things we've ever tried, but I'm excited about it. It's gonna be cool.
We're gonna go scare the neighbors. Join us, won't you?
We got our El Camino out and we're gonna pull our Mercedes SL500. We have our little S10 V8 truck and general maintenance, which is a big boy car. On top of that, it's like a big rig plus a 52-foot low boy that probably weighs 40,000 pounds.
Hashtag, don't try this at home.
All right, here we go. Woo!
My safe word is shrubbery.
This looked a lot funnier on paper. I have honestly no idea if this is gonna work. Let's see what happens. Putting her in gear, here we go.
I love you, Tony.
I love you, buddy, here it is. It's going! Yes! This is happening. This is amazing. Woo! Gear Star transmissions, huh? Oh man, I knew that would totally work.
Yeah, I never doubted it.
Totally. This truck pulled that thing, no big deal. All right, it did feel like it was working hard, but that was amazing. Something to leave the scene of the crime.
That's it.
Woo! That was amazing.
That was crazy.
This El Camino just towed like 60,000 pounds like it was no big deal. Yeah, it wants to spin the tires. This thing rolls. We threw it together. It runs, it drives, it shifts, power steering, power brakes. Diesels, bro. They are unreal.
They do the job.
Woo! This thing is fast. Oh my goodness. So that's it for this epic episode of Hot Rod Garage. And honestly, this thing worked out incredible. I cannot believe it just pulled like 60,000 pounds like it was no big deal.
Yeah, in front of parking lot security, I might add.
Yeah. And Bob, the tow truck driver, told me that he started hitting his brakes because we were picking
Going
up too
too
much
fast.
speed. So this thing is unreal. And really, power steering, power brakes, overdrive, this could be a cruiser. If we put some real tires on it.
This is your new in-town driver.
Yeah, totally. As long as I need to, like, you know, get out of town fast.
Yeah.
Anyway, don't forget to check us out on social media between episodes. The show is Hot Rod Garage Show on Facebook and Instagram. I'm Tangelo96 on Instagram.
I'm Mobile Tech Lucky.
We'll see you guys next time.
Hey, don't we still have an engine left?
Yeah, one more.
I like topiary, I think is a really good word. And then in German, Schwiebel. Schwiebel is a good word. That's a onion.